Hey guys, today is June 27th, Friday. Chilling on my couch amongst my laundry that I'm about to fold. I was just about to go outside for a walk, but it is raining. You can't tell, but it's raining. I don't feel like walking in the rain right now because it's cold, which would require me to put on a hoodie. I don't want to do that. So I really need to get like a windbreaker raincoat or something. But then it would get all steamy in there. I imagine putting that on, going outside, and it's just being soaking wet from sweat when I come back. I don't know. We'll see. But I'm not going to go out now. I'm going to get on the treadmill and then try again later because it's not supposed to rain all day. We had a big storm last night, and I have one of those pop-up gazebos outside or shelter. I have my hammock in there because although I love the outside, I am afraid of bugs. And it doesn't keep all the bugs out because it's still outside, but it keeps things from randomly flying and getting on me. Hopefully. That's the false sense of security I have anyway. But anyway, I was afraid it was going to lift up and fly away. That's how bad the rain was last night. I'm looking out the window, and I never ask God to stop the rain because I feel like it's raining for a reason. But I'm looking out the window watching my thing slightly get lifted off the ground, and I was like, "Oh, please stop, please stop." Yeah. So that was stressing me out. So what I'm going to do is, since it's a pop-up, I'm going to take it down and then put it up as needed. The problem with that is I'm short. So every time I want to put it up, I'll need help or I'll need to get a stool or something out there. And also, I am like a spur of the moment person. I don't plan it. Like I'm not sitting here thinking, oh, on Saturday, I'm going to want to sit outside, so I'll put it up Saturday morning. No, I like to just randomly go out there. Like if it wasn't soaking, if my hammock wasn't soaking wet right now, I would go lay out in the hammock under there. So that's annoying. I do need to figure out a permanent solution. We used to have another gazebo back there, and that got blown away by the wind. Our backyard is like just a wind tunnel. So it needs to be permanently installed with like the feet in like cement blocks or something, which I don't want to do here because this is only a 5-year house and we're going to be moving in 2.5 years into our forever home. So I don't want to make any permanent, costly decisions for our temporary home. But anyway, I'm just gonna fold my laundry, lay on the couch for a little while, enjoy the quiet, and then I'm gonna get on a treadmill and then hopefully get the walk in outside. Not hopefully, I'm going to get my walk in outside. If it doesn't stop raining and I have to go out with my umbrella, that's just what's gonna be, but I have to get it done. I do feel that my confidence has increased, like body confidence, over the past 2.5, 3 months. I've never been a person who was ashamed of my body, no matter the size. I like myself. And although my body type isn't ideal for me, I still don't hate it. I still love my body and I like myself and I feel good in my body. But I still notice that my confidence level has increased a lot more. Like I've always been a person who walked around the house half dressed and even naked, or just with like a pashmina on or just a tank top or whatever. But I noticed that I'm even walking taller, like standing up straighter, better posture, and there's more of a pep in my step. And I noticed that yesterday, and I was like, I feel really good in my body, and I'm standing taller and walking with like a pep in my step, just like walking through the house. I was about to get in the shower, took my clothes off, I was looking at myself in the mirror in the bathroom, and then I had to take all my clothes and like throw them in the machine. We don't have a hamper, so we throw our clothes in the washing machine. That's like our hamper until we wash our clothes. So I had to walk throw my clothes in the hamper, and I just felt really good in my body. And I was just like, I feel good. So I'm just gonna keep plugging along. That's one of those non-scale victories. Not necessarily about weight loss or muscle definition, although I am seeing weight loss and muscle definition. I just feel good psychologically and just inside. So I'm happy about that. You don't realize things until you experience them sometimes, because I do have a sunny disposition and I am genuinely a happy person all the time. But there's more. There's more happiness to be had. And I realized that yesterday. I'm just like, I am not at my max level of happiness. And so I'm excited about that. I'm excited about getting to the max level of happiness. Yeah. But anyway, I hope you guys all have a good day. I started a new book. Well, I finished The Atomic Habits. I read a book called Make Your Bed. And basically he was saying that if you can't do the little things, like something as little or seemingly insignificant as making your bed every day, then how are you conquering the big stuff? And I don't fully agree with that, because I am not a person who makes the bed. Ron hates that I don't make the bed. I get up 3 hours after him. He actually makes his side of the bed when he gets out in the morning. And then all I have to do really is pull up my covers and fold it back when I get up. But I don't. I just throw my covers to the side and get up. He hates it. And so I started making the bed. When did I start making the bed? Monday. Today's Friday. Monday I started making the bed every day. And it's not a habit yet, but this all falls into the habit stacking from the Atomic Habits book. So these books kind of play into each other a little bit, because they're both about making sustainable habits. And I've been making the bed every day. It takes 5 seconds, because we don't tuck anything. We're just like very loosey-goosey. We just have the sheet, the fitted sheet, the flat sheet, and then our summer bedspread. So I just have to really like just flap it out, make sure it's neat, fold the top back, done. Doesn't take a lot of time. But it's one little thing that I can add to my habit stacking, and also it makes my husband happy. He commented on it on Monday. I had a friend over, and he said, "You only made the bed because Gab came over, didn't you?" And I laughed, and I said, "Yes." I said, and when I was making the bed, I knew he was going to comment on it when he came home. And I knew he was going to say that I only made the bed for her. And he's like, "Now, why can't you do that every day? If you can make your bed because someone's coming over, why can't you make the bed for me when you know I like the bed to be made?" And I was like, damn. Okay. Now that you put it that way. And then later that night, Amazon suggested the book Make Your Bed to me. And I was like, okay, here we go. So I read that book. It was a really, really fast read. You can like read it in like 3 hours, depending on how fast you read. And I read it in 2.5 hours. And I'm not a fast reader, but once I get into a book and I'm just sitting there and I'm just in it, I'm in it. No distractions. But anyway, so I read this book and I was like, well, I'll make my bed tomorrow on Tuesday. Then I made my bed on Wednesday. Then I made my bed on Thursday. And I made my bed this morning. He hasn't said anything yet again, and he probably won't because he wants to see. He's not going to give me my props for making my bed for 5 days when we've been together for 26 years. He has to see that it's a habit first before he'll comment on it, which is fine. I'm not doing it for kudos or to win brownie points with my husband. It's something that he likes, and I haven't been doing it all these years, and now I'm going to do it for him. Happy spouse, happy house. That's what we believe. And if I can do this little thing that gives him a little bit of joy, why not? I mean, we're only doing this life one time. I read this thing where it said, if you're lucky, you only have 80 summers with your kids or with your family. And you only have 18 years, 18 summers with your kids. And I'm like, when you look at it that way, like when you think 80 years, like, oh, that could seem like a lot of years. But when you think of 80 summers, I only get 80 summers. You're like, damn, that sounds different than 80 years, at least in my head. 80 summers sounds like a little bit, doesn't sound like a lot. And so I'm like, I hope that Ron and I have 80 plus summers together. And we've only got this one life to live. And if I can make it pleasant for him as he does for me, then why am I not? Why am I not making the bed? So this is going to be part of my new habit, Stack making the bed. It's all about like little improvements every day. And I knew that when I started this 365 days of getting back to myself and health and wellness, that it was going to be more than a physical thing. I knew that it was going to be a mental thing. But I did not think of the impact on my marriage in there, which makes sense because if you're healthier, hopefully you're happier, more content. If you're happier and more content and less stressed, then you are able to give more love and have more patience and want to just have everybody around you also feeling good. And I think that making the bed, as simple as it sounds, is something that's going to make my husband happy. It's going to make our marriage happier. And it's a snowball effect. So those little insignificant things can mean so much. And if you can do them for somebody that you love and respect and enjoy and want to just have around forever, then why not do that thing? All right, you guys, I'm going to go. I hope you have a great weekend, a good day, and a good life. And I'll talk to you next time.